So if you've never played the guitar before, if this is your first time trying, here are some very easy chords that you can learn right away, right in this lesson, and try them out, play them along with me. The first thing you'll have to make sure is that your guitar is in tune. And if you don't know how to do that, I have a couple of videos somewhere that show you how to do that. I'll place a link at the bottom if I get a chance. Here's the tuning of my guitar right now. First string, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Okay, so you can tune yours to mine if you want. Here's the first string again. Second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Okay, so I'm not using a pick right now, as you can see. You're welcome to use a pick if you want, or play finger style. Basically what I'm doing right now, I'm playing on a classical guitar, so I'm using the back of my index finger almost like a pick and just strumming down. See, like this. You're welcome to use the pick. You can also use your thumb if you want. Just strum down. I'm a classical guitarist, so my fingernails are a little bit longer than usual, so it's different for classical guitarists. You're welcome to use a pick or your fingers, whatever you're comfortable with right now. So here are your first two chords on the guitar. The first one's called a G, and it looks and sounds like this. And the second one is a G7, and it looks and sounds like this. Okay, so before we move on, please understand that I'm only strumming the first four strings at the bottom here. This one, second, third, fourth, and I am not strumming the two strings up here. I'm skipping them, so I'm strumming from there down. Okay? So whether you use a pick or your fingers, you should only strum the four strings at the bottom of your instrument. Okay, so here's that G chord. Show you a close-up. Here's my guitar fingerboard, and you have these boxes called frets, and I'm going to use my third finger, my ring finger, in this third box in the third fret. Now you want to curve your finger a little bit, see, like that. Don't have it flat like this. Curve it like this. Okay, and use the very tip of the finger. And when you go inside the fret, don't go in the middle or on that end. Go far away from the headstock, as far away as you can, without sitting on the actual metal fret, but you want to go to the end right there. So here's my G chord, third finger, ring finger, pushing down on the first string in that third box or the third fret, and give it a good squeeze, and it should sound like this. Okay, you can try that a few times. Here's my G7 chord. Again, my fingerboard, index finger in this first box, the first fret, on the first string. And again, you want a little curve in there. Don't put it down flat. Use the tip. And I'm doing this just to show you, but you want to keep your fingers open like this, okay? And again, I'm strumming four strings only, and here's the G7. Okay, so the way you want to practice these, you want to strum the chord 4 times, then take your hand off, and then find it again, like so. Watch. Hand off, find it again. Hand off, find it again. And the same thing with the G7. Find it, strum it 4 times. and off, find it again, and off, find it again. Okay, now when you're comfortable doing that, and by the way, if you hear a buzz when you strum like that, like a muffled sound, that usually means that your finger is not pressing down hard enough. And you know, when you first play the instrument, your fingertips might hurt a little bit. So that's going to take some time to get used to. The pain will go away eventually. But you have to make sure you push down hard enough or you'll get a buzz like this. Or a muffled sound. So you get that kind of sound. That means that the fingers are not pushing down hard enough. So when you are comfortable playing G and G7, you should play them together, changing back and forth like this. Watch. Okay, and if you have a hard time switching at first, maybe you can try this. Strum G 4 times. Take a little time, find the next chord, G7. Take a little time, find G again. And then you eventually want to be able to do this. So those are the first two chords that you can try, and take your time with them, and don't be too quick about moving to the next chords. Take all the time you need before you move to your next two chords. The next two chords are E minor and C. So E minor sounds like this. C sounds like this. Okay, and let me show you a close-up. Here's E minor. I'm placing my second finger on the 4th string. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the 2nd fret. See? Now it's really important for a chord like this to curve my finger up. See? Because let me get a really close image for you. If I allow my finger to collapse this way, then the back of my finger is going to muffle those strings and I get a bad sound. So you want to make sure that you use the very tip of your finger. See? You want this. Okay? Look. 4th string, 2nd fret, E minor. And remember to only strum the 4 strings at the bottom. Okay? Like this. And practice it the same way you did G and G7, 4 times on, a little bit off, find it again, off, find it again. Okay, and the C chord, an easy way to find your C chord is to keep your E minor down, just like that, and simply add your index finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret. That note right there. So I have my E minor finger right there. I hope you can see that. And here's my index finger on the 2nd string in that 1st box, the 1st fret. And again, remember to have your fingers nicely curved. So we have this. Look at the angle. Look at the curve in my fingers. Look from this side, and you can practice this way, just like before. Off, again, off, find it again. Okay, and obviously when you practice E minor and C back and forth, this should be quite easy because, as you probably just realized, all you gotta do, you go from here to here. Off for E minor, on for C. Off for E minor, on for C. So then you can start with E minor and play 4 E minors and 4 Cs, and you go back and forth like this. Let me play from a closer angle, maybe this way. Is that a little better? Maybe. I don't know how to do this. Here. So E minor, C, E minor, C. So here's E minor with the finger off, and here's C with that index finger back on. Okay, and please remember that when you play the E minor or the C and you get this sound, you know, the problem is not here. The problem is going to be here. See, if I allow my fingers to collapse and go down flat, then the back of those fingers are going to muffle my strings. So you get a clean sound by pushing down hard on the strings, but also by keeping your fingers curved. So that's it for E minor and C. Now, the D chord is going to be your first difficult chord to play. There's just no easy way to play it. Okay? The G you learned before, it's an easy, simplified version. More experienced players play the G this way, or this way, or this way, or this way, different ways, okay, or this way. There's so many different ways to play all these chords. This G chord is a very much simplified. Keep things simple. So is the G7, so is the E minor, so is the C. There's harder ways to play those. Your D chord, however, cannot really be simplified, okay? So it's just going to be harder to get, and here's what it looks like, and here's what it sounds like. Okay, let me show you a close-up. And we start with our index finger, and it goes on the first, second, third string in the second fret. My second finger goes on the first string, second fret, and my third finger goes on the second string, third fret. Now I know that's confusing, so let me say it again. Index finger, third string, second fret, keep that down, try it. Second finger, first string, second fret, and the third finger, third fret on the second string. Now notice how curved my fingers are. Don't let them collapse like this, because then you get a buzzy sound, a muffled sound. So here's my D chord again, watch. 1, 2, 3. You can actually find it this way, look. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I hope you can see that. There you go. And strum it 4 times. Hand off, find it again. 1, 2, 3. Now, I'm guessing that when you first try this chord, if you've never played it before, you're probably going to get this kind of sound. And that's okay. It's a hard chord to play, so just remember what I said before, that you have to curve your fingers and you have to push down hard. And this chord is simply, it's just going to take a while to get a nice, clean sound out of it. So here it goes. Practice it this way, just like before. D. Off. Find it again. Off. Find it again. Off, find it again. So that is your D chord. Practice it. Try to play it with, by quickly going between the takes. In other words, strum it, and off, and quickly find it again. Okay? And don't try to play without looking. Okay, that's gonna happen by itself. It's okay to look. You should look. That's your D chord for now. Practice it, and then we'll go from there. Now, it's time for us to put together the 5 chords we learned so far. A G, a G7, an E minor, a C, and a D. Now, if you forgot some of these, go back and watch the other sections. Again, this is a G, G7, E minor, C, and D. I'm going to write the chords at the bottom because now I'm going to combine, my computer's dying here. I'm going to combine all of these chords, all of the 5 chords, to make it sound almost like a song. So I will write the chords at the bottom of my screen, of your screen, so you can follow along that way. But before I do, our exercise for this, for the end of this video, sounds like this. Listen. That's long. I know that's long. You won't have to memorize it because I'm going to have the names of the chords at the bottom. And let me quickly show you one chord at a time. Starts with the G 4 times, G7 4 times, C 4 times, D 4 times, back to G 4 times, E minor, C, D, and 1 G. Okay? Now before you try to put all of those chords together just like that, if you feel that any of those chords you're struggling with still, then just go back and watch the previous sections and practice that individual chord. But also keep in mind that no matter how many times you go back and practice individual chords, when you put them together, it's just not going to be easy. It's going to take you a little while. So have patience with it. Feel free to replay this section of the video and play the little song many times, as many times as you feel that you need to. So I'll place the chords at the bottom. I'm going to count to 4. Try to keep up with me. I'm going to do this 2 or 3, maybe 4 times in a row for you to have something to practice with, and then we'll go from there. Find your G. 1, 2, 3, 4. If your fingers hurt a little bit, that's normal. What I mean by that is your fingertips. Nothing else should hurt. Your back shouldn't hurt. The fingers themselves shouldn't hurt. None of your muscles should hurt. If something hurts, that means you're doing something wrong. Your fingertips, though, if they hurt a little bit, that's just normal because you're pushing against the strings. So it's going to take a while to build some calluses on there and get used to it, okay? Here it goes again. Find your G. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'll notice that I'm keeping my thumb, I'm playing without a pick right now. So I'm keeping my thumb just gently resting it on those two strings at the top of the instrument right here to muffle them, to actually skip them. And I'm playing with the back of my index finger down. So that's one way to do it. Or you can use your thumb going down this way, or just use a pick, okay? Whatever you feel more comfortable with. And here's the last time. And again, feel free to rewind any of this and try it again and again. Find your G. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you made it that far, you're my hero. If you made it that far, that's awesome. If anything is still confusing to you, feel free to rewind and watch again and practice again, or ask me a question, whatever questions you may have. I'm going to stop the video here and we'll continue with other, maybe more difficult chords in the next few videos. Thank you for watching. My name is Florentin. This is my YouTube channel. This is my larger YouTube channel. You are welcome to subscribe if you want. Click that bell so you don't miss my uploads. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.